Well, happy Mask Monday, my YouTube family. This is Bonnie from Bonnie's Bargains, and I've already started putting the mask on, so I don't have to put you through this. The mask that I'm going to be using today is from Korea. It's from K-Beauty, and it is a brightening mask. I only have to leave it on for 10 to 20 minutes, so that'll be good. And it's cucumber facial sheet mask. It does have a lot of serum, so what I'm going to do is after I shut the video off, I am actually going to put the serum in one of my little travel containers, and I use it throughout the whole week, and just keep every morning when I get up, I'll just put the serum on and off I'll go. So I wanted to go ahead and put my other mask on to hold this one in place. And a lot of you have asked me about this mask and where I got it, so I wanted to show you. Let me get this behind my ears. Get it where it needs to be, stretch it out. There we go. I actually got this off of Amazon. It comes in a pack of 2, and it just says the Scylla mask, and it's by Lindo. And I think these run maybe, I guess I should have looked, but it's, I think maybe $11 or $12, but I'm not sure. It could be less. But anyway, that's what it looks like on Amazon. And it comes 2. And it's got the little zipper pack. So, go to Amazon. And these things are really handy dandy. So, I was going to just chit chat with you today. I was thinking about doing a little chit chat when I lived overseas, and I got to go to Berlin before the wall came down, actually inside of Berlin. But before I go into that, I am going to do a sneaky peek giveaway. And so it will close on the 18th of June. And in the comments, you need to say if you want item 1 or item 2. Item 1 is going to be a tool pack. 2 tool pouch, and it's got all these little handy dandy pockets. Hold the keys here, whatever. This is the back of it. And this, I've never used it, of course, it's brand new, so it just needs to be cut, and you can put tools in here, but it'll flip over. This is the top of it right here. It's just I've never cut this off, so let me cut this off so you can see. So of course this could be for men or for women, so if any of the men just happen to skip through here, so this is what it looks like. And it's really cool. It's by Comfort Zone. And again, when you flip this over, it's got a little pouch for different things. And then the inside, I don't know if you can see it, but it has little pockets. So, see if it says anything. It just says a 4-way carry system designed for easy access to tools. Includes snap, tape, loop, and a snap hook. So, yeah. So I think this is pretty cool. Yeah. So this is item number 1. Okay. And then item number 2 is for people that's not into tools. And this is called the Moonlight Shimmer. And it is a 23-piece total face and eye palette. And this is what it looks like. Really, really pretty color on the outside. And it's Smoke and Mirrors Cosmetics. And of course, this has never been used. You get a little mirror. And then, of course, these are the colors, and they are very, very pretty. Smoke and mirrors. And it is a 23-piece total face and eye palette. So that is going to be my sneaky peek giveaway. So again, it's going to close on the 18th of June. So in the comments, put item 1, if that's what you want, or do you want item 2? So your choice. Okay, so I hope you enter. So I want to start off by telling you a little story. Well, and it's a true story about Berlin. And at that time, I was married to a military person. And as long as you had your military ID, you could go into Berlin. But you had to be out of Berlin by a certain time of night. You couldn't be over there. So we had to go through Checkpoint Charlie. They read us all the instructions. And at that time, I actually had my 2 daughters with me, Misty and April, and they were small tots. And I was a little nervous, but been there, done that. And my husband at that time had to go in uniform. So what you did is you went through Checkpoint Charlie. They gave you your instructions. You had to fill out paperwork. They told you what time you had to be out of Berlin. So as we drove up, we got stopped, and they had instructed us not to look at the guards. And I'm going to tell you, they had some big old guns, big guns. And so what we were supposed to do, or what we did do, was we had to put our military IDs, the windows had to be rolled up, and we put our military IDs on the window. And we had a van at that time, and my 2 girls, we explained to them what to do. And so they put their, and held their little military civilian IDs on the window. So here we go, driving into Berlin, and there were only certain areas that we could drive in. And after we finally got through their checkpoint with the big guns, and that was nerve-wracking, but I'm still glad we did it. I'd do it again. And so the first thing we did was all the military people had already told us the places to go and what to see and do. Well, the first thing we did was we went to a shopping mall, and they had escalators and all that. But let me tell you, they knew that we were Americans because my husband was in his military uniform, and we were supposed to always stick together as a family and not be walking anywhere without each other. So as we went up the escalator, all the people were looking at us and whispering, and so they knew that we were Americans. And there had been so many people that had to try to escape from Berlin to get to the other side of Germany. And we were stationed in Germany at that time. So we got through their checkpoint, went into the mall, and guys, I couldn't believe it. We went in and got goose down comforters. We got a king size one, and then we got 2 twin size ones, both for the girls and then one for us. I think maybe I'm thinking it was maybe $40, maybe, and that is goose down. And so we're going around and looking at other things. And I told my husband, I said, you know, let's go get something to eat. Let's try the food. And so somebody had already told us about this restaurant. It was a 6-course meal. You should have seen this restaurant. It was beautiful. Chandeliers, red carpet, big fancy tables. The waiters or the waitresses had their little claws or what napkins, whatever you want to call them, draped. So when they came over, and when we went in, they handed us a menu in English. And when I say we, 4 of us got a 6-course meal, and it was unbelievable. And so it was delicious. It was delicious. I think our bill came to like $20 or $25. And then we went out, and I just wanted to look around because we did stick out like sore thumbs, but their cars were so different. They were all very, very small. I can't think of what the name is of what the cars were made out of, but it was just like it's just like a small smart car. You're just like this. And then you looked around, and where the Berlin Wall was, after you looked up at the wall, then there was barbed wire for anyone that tried to get out. They would have to, and I mean, there was layer after layer after layer of barbed wire. I'm sorry, guys, barbed wire. And so if they just getting over the wall would have been amazing within itself. And so then some houses had a huge piece of coal in front of their house. And my husband told me that some of his friends had told him that coal was what they heated their homes with, and that when they used that one piece of coal for the month, that was it. They didn't get any more. So they were limited with how they heated their home. And so for me, it was a very humbling experience to see how these people were not allowed out of Berlin. And if you go at that time, if you went to the market, you were limited on how much bread, milk, and meat you could get. So we saw people standing in line for bread or whatever meat. And then we just left the restaurant and had this fancy-dancy lunch. And I don't know, So even when to this day, I actually cried while I was there. I just couldn't help it. And so then my girls wanted to go into another area because their clothes, some of them were very different. And so my daughters wanted some clothes from Berlin and a purse and things to go in their hair. And so we did pick up some things for them, but then it was just like time flew by because we were so busy watching the people and grasping at what it was to live in Berlin, because I had never been in a country except for Africa that was limited on things like this. But the area, the places that we went to were beautiful, except for maybe the homes and some of the cars that they had to drive. So when we went through Checkpoint Charlie for Americans, they explained, and there were stories on the wall that explained about all the Germans that had tried to escape. And believe it or not, those cars are so small. Some of the people that had to go on the other side for different reasons, or if they worked for government or whatever, there were several people that had gotten and laid under the car and held on to drive through the checkpoint until they got smart and they caught these people. And so they started checking under every car. In fact, when we went in and when we went out, our van was looked underneath to ensure no one was under there. But that's my story. It was an experience, and now it's completely different because I was there when the wall came down. I have a piece of the wall, and it was the part with the graffiti on it, and I actually have part of the wire, the barbed wire, and I had it put on a piece of wood with the part of the wall and then the barbed wire. And I remember that they call it TDY because I had went temporary duty, TDY, as a civilian, and I went one time with my husband too. And just being there and looking at that wall and thinking about the other people that would want to be where we were. And when the wall came down, I was so excited. And my husband and I actually drove from where we were stationed to Berlin so we could witness that. And witness we did. So that is an adventure for Bonnie. So that's another adventure I had while I was overseas, and I wanted to share that with you. But guys, let me tell you, be so happy that we are in the home of the brave and the home of the free. Because after that, I have never forgot those people and the way that they looked at us, and I just wondered what they, what they were thinking was, were we over there to invade their area because of how cheap everything was, or were they looking at us because they were thinking about how free we were, or maybe it was all of the above. I don't know. But I never went back. I never wanted to go back. A lot of the people just, if you wanted to buy, that was the place to buy. And I was real excited until I got there. And then after I got there, my heart was it just wasn't in it. So we were out way early. But again, and you know what? I need to ask my girls. I don't even know if they remember that. I hope they do. But okay, I think it's been long enough. Let's take this off. Okay, let me tell you how it feels. It's got a little of the cucumber smell. Oh, yes. This feels really good, and it is brightening. It said it was a brightening mask, so yes, it is. So yay. So guys, that's my chit chat. I'm closing down. Thank you for joining me. I love you, and don't forget, you know what, okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.